Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Mark Morek. I'm the COO of Ciresi Morek. Um, I might be off a little center. We're having a little technology issue, so I apologize for being late. But we were trying to get things squared away, so I apologize if I'm kind of in or out. Um, anyway, got a great show tonight. I appreciate everybody joining us. So I wanted to thank everybody. We've been talking about this for a while now. This Forbes 2021 list. We were very fortunate to get on it in 2020 last year, top 200 recruiting firms, and very excited about getting on it again, hopefully for this year as well. So they extended the deadline for us. We try to send out some reminders to you. So if anybody, for those of you that have filled it out for us, thank you very much. For those of you that haven't yet, if you wouldn't mind, it literally takes 3 to 5 minutes to do it. We would really appreciate it. Be better if you said something nice about us, hopefully, than anything else. But even the backhanded compliments, we learn from them. We had a gentleman reach out to us from last episode, talking to us this week, saying he appreciated everything, and I think he genuinely meant it as a compliment, and took it as such. But I know last week was a little bit sporadic, so apologize for some of the challenges last week. Excited for this week to kind of go over things with us. We're going to be talking about our placements, about our new positions, a couple of pet peeves, talk to you about some referral stuff, and then, of course, doing our resume reviews. So kind of jumping into it, really excited to congratulate Matt Rudolph. He's new HR manager over at Magna. Matt, best of luck to you at Magna. Great company. You'll be able to do really well there. Scott Cease, EH&S, Environmental Health and Safety Manager for Aurea Solutions. Congratulations, Scott. Best of luck. Keep everybody safe. And Sean Quayles, Materials Manager for Dana. Sean, best of luck to you with Dana. Again, another great company. They've been a long customer of ours, and I'm really excited for you to make an impact over there with them. New searches. Guys, we've been busy. We closed out January, was our best January ever. That's better than last January of 2020. So it's funny. I almost feel guilty at times when I'm talking to some folks, and 2020 was not great for everybody. Feel very fortunate and blessed. You've heard me say this a million times. Super excited about what we did last year. Typically, November, December will be a little bit softer, right, going into the holidays, but we never came off the accelerator, and we haven't stopped yet. So knock on wood. Excited to see where we continue to go. And like I said, we ended January, as the best January ever. So very happy and excited about that one. So new positions, we have some cool opportunities to talk about. Keeping in line a little bit with our new format, trying to go into a little bit more detail and substance about the positions. Again, you can find all of this information out on our website at ceresiandmorek.com. There's an active search page up on the top left-hand side, and you'll be able to get an email directly to the person who is looking for, who's managing the search. So first role, we have a sales manager for interiors, and it's reporting right to a director of sales. Joe Montero from my office would be the guy to reach out to. Joe will take care of you, but they're looking for somebody that ideally has experience with either Volvo or VW. Could be any of the OEMs, any of the domestics like FCA, Ford, or GM. Doesn't have direct reports, but needs somebody who can understand kind of price breakdown and quoting. And there's a pretty sizable book of business in place that they're looking for somebody to come in and help run and manage. So Joe Montero from my office would be the guy to chat with there. Next role is a project engineer for aftermarket products. Again, automotive is going to manage a small team of engineers, like 10 to 12, and some hourly production folks. And what they're looking for is somebody that can come in and help manage aftermarket components for the interiors for vehicles. So if you've got if you're a degreed engineer, you're interested in something like that, reach out to Mark Anthony here in the office. He'll be able to help you out and manage things through that process. Next opportunity is a customer we've dealt with on and off for years. They're looking for, this is a confidential search. somebody who understands manufacturing engineering, somebody who can travel and help with a couple of different facilities across the U.S. No crazy travel, but 3 to 4 facilities. And Ben Evans from my office would be the guy to talk to about that. And the opportunity is located up in Detroit. So automotive, capital equipment, project management, multiple sites, dealing with a little bit of travel. But again, Ben would be the guy to talk to from my office on that one. Next one is a retainer that we just picked up. We are still moving through the discovery process on our end, basically kind of peeking between under the blankets a little bit. When we get a new search, we try to do a deep dive on the front end and figure out exactly what our customer is looking for. We're still working through some of that, but high level, it's a VP of sales role based in Canada. They're looking for somebody that has commodity experience and can help a well-known company in other countries, but just maybe not in their own. And so they're looking for somebody who's got that commodity experience, preferably steel or maybe aluminum, automotive. How do you sell into commodity selling into the automotive industry? I would be the person to talk to on that one right now. So if you're interested, please let me know. I'll try to help you out and give you as much information as possible. Next one is an operations role. Automotive seems to be a theme, I know. Mark Anthony is the guy to talk to. If you are an ops manager, so a number 2 or a number 3 ready to be a number 2 at a plant, you understand metals manufacturing in an automotive environment, tier 1 supporting the OEMs, reach out to Mark Anthony. They are looking for people. Pretty hot opportunity right now. Role is located in the Detroit area. So if you're up in that area, looking to get to that area, great company. We've worked with these guys. Gosh, it's got to be going on 7-8 years now. We've placed a number of folks with them. Actually, the guy we placed as a plant manager is needing this person, so he needs a strong number 2. So we know the guy that it reports into. He's awesome, and great opportunity for the right person. So Mark Anthony would be the person to reach out to on that one. I need an automotive materials manager in the, call it the Findlay, Ohio area. Joe Montero from my office would be the guy to talk to on that one. Again, if you have to ask what does a materials manager do, you're probably not the right candidate, right? So automotive materials manager, talk to Joe Montero, and he'll hook you up. These next two, pretty excited. Newer customer of ours. Kenneth Pettis from my office has done a great job kind of managing this relationship. We've done well with another position, so they've given us 2 more. That's kind of how we've been able to grow our brand and continue to grow Ciresi Morek. So it's exciting stuff. But Chicago area, packaging industry, that limits it to like 500 companies, I think. But these guys are $5 billion, awesome organization. They've got an interesting opportunity up there. If you could imagine 2 different kinds of businesses that are co-located and maybe don't have the best relationship with each other, they're looking for somebody who can come in and be a bridge builder, right? Somebody who can come in and kind of unite these 2. It's a union environment. They have a CBA in place already, collective bargaining agreement. And they're looking for somebody that can come in, like I said, manage the relationships, either steel or plastic. And high visibility opportunity. This is a succession planning role. I mean, this is kind of like our bread and butter of what we do, is somebody to come in, fix what's going on, make a name for themselves, and then be promoted within the organization. Kenneth Pettis is the guy to talk to about that. The other role we have is basically a number 2 for the plant, for that same location and opportunity. So same everything I just said, just a step down from what the position is. It's titled a general manager. I would say it's a general manager, and then the ops manager is somebody who's going to be just running operations, like 200 people, collective bargaining, like I said, union environment. So very cool company. Next role is a confidential replacement sales position up in Ontario, and a client of ours we have done work with for years. They are looking for somebody who has a commodity-based experience. Almost so non-automotive, finally, the second non-automotive role, and somebody who's got basically can manage people. Like the incumbent that's in there now, great salesman or great salesperson, I should say. And maybe the strategic leadership side is a little bit lacking, and that's where they're struggling with it. So need a strong leader and a strong salesperson to kind of manage a small, good team. And other opportunity I have, non-automotive, if you can actually believe it. Well, sort of automotive, but Akron area, I need sorry. So the last one I just said for the sales role in Toronto, you reach out to Mark Anthony for that one. If you have any questions, and he can kind of manage you through the process on that. Next role is in Akron area. I need a plant manager, not a turnaround, but I need somebody who's got a strong continuous improvement background and somebody who could manage a plant of like 100 to 150 people. Machining would be nice, not 100%, but be a good opportunity for somebody to come in, make a name for themselves. And again, so I think a lot of the foundation has been done. You know, when you think of a complete turnaround, I think of like a fire sale. This is not it. A lot of the heavy lifting has already been done by the incumbent who just got promoted. So that's why the position is open, which is right. That's an awesome reason. Individual got promoted, did such a great job. Looking for somebody to come in, can continue the groundwork that they already did, continue to grow the relationship. Non-union, and company's huge. We've been doing work for these guys for years. And actually just found out somebody that we placed there within the last 6 months just got a promotion. So if you are interested in that one, that would be me. So again, all this is listed on the website. Please, you can either send me a note directly or not. What's the other one? I'm just looking through some questions here. Sorry, I got sidetracked a little bit. Acquisition integration. What are we? Yeah. All right. So Turton's there. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. And next opportunity is basically a number 3. I was talking at a plant. It is automotive, stamping and welding. It's in Ohio, Northwest Ohio, Lima area. Ben Evans would be the guy to talk to, but managing 50 to 100 people, automotive, and somebody can get in there and get it done for them. If you talk to Ben Evans, he can give you a lot more information on it. And then next opportunity is brand new client, aerospace. I didn't think I'd be saying that in 2020 or 2021, but have a relationship with the COO. Awesome guy, would be a great guy to work for. Small, privately profitable company up near Schenectady, New York, right? I mean, aerospace and New York. Holy cow. So they're looking for, so privately held company, no debt, very profitable. They are looking to do it better, which I think is awesome, right? So it's almost like an entrepreneurial role. Not entrepreneurial where you're starting with nothing, but they have the money. They're looking for somebody to come in and kind of help establish and continue the foundation. COO buddy of mine that is running this, he needs help. Folks who understand, not classic, that's a bad word for it, manufacturing, process structure, and benchmarks. Somebody who can help with KPIs. It's a supply chain manager role. The guy you would talk to is Joe Montero from my office. If you're interested or located in Schenectady area, you have a strong manufacturing supply chain background, maybe done some kind of ERP implementation, please talk to Joe. These guys are ready to roll and get somebody on the team. I know my buddy, he needs help, and it could be a great opportunity to kind of continue a legacy that these guys created. So great opportunity. Again, Joe would be the guy to talk to. And then last one is, so we need a vice president of operations, 10 to 15 sites, automotive, huge automotive, tier 1, and based out of Michigan, and Robert Ciresi from my office would be the guy to talk to. It's a very cool opportunity. You're looking at reporting into basically the North American business unit leader, high visibility role, and I think it's 15 plus sites, and probably 4,000 to 6,000 employees. So huge responsibility. They are looking for somebody that has had that large footprint across North America, understands dealing with a large volume of people. And then, guys, it's automotive tier one, right? I mean, we know what that means. So, and if you have to ask, what does that mean? Again, probably not the right opportunity. So, some great opportunities. If you missed anything or had any questions, please go to the website at ceresimorek.com under active searches, and you will be able to get more information about that. So, next thing I wanted to jump into is referrals. Guys, I am literally trying to pay you for helping us place people. And so if you have anybody or know anybody, please, website has it. It's a referral program. Anna Maria will put it in the section here, and hopefully we can figure something out. So, and just the questions need to roll down a little bit, I think, here on the side. So, so the next thing so if you have questions on referrals, please let me know. Happy to answer them. The resume reviews we're going to get to in a second, but we've had questions from some of you folks about what we got going on, and a lot of it has to do with changes with COVID till now, so pre-COVID to post-COVID, what the impact has been, and I think there's some pretty relevant questions here we're going to get through. Some of them are basic, and again, try to keep in context with everybody. I deal with this stuff all the time, and maybe folks out there don't. So, phone screens, do they exist, right? I mean, yeah, people are still doing phone screens. A lot of folks are moving to the Zoom interview or the Teams or whatever, some kind of video conferencing platform, and it's been pretty successful. And it's surprising because we've actually had people, and I've talked about this before on previous broadcasts, or live streams, but we've had people take jobs without ever physically meeting anybody or seeing the facility, which I don't know. I'm getting old. I think I would need to see it, right? There's still those that are, taking the role, needing to see it, going through the whole process, basically having an offer in hand and saying, hey, it's contingent on me getting out there and physically seeing the facility, which I can completely understand that. And it's funny too. So I have been coaching people, we've been coaching people that to treat the Zoom interviews or video conferencing as a face-to-face. So you're going to dress business casual, right? I mean, if you're going to be on video, complete suit, right? I mean, if you're going to wear a suit, then make sure you got the pants. There's a commercial out there about a guy Zoom conferencing, and then he doesn't have pants on. So you just want to make sure you take it as a professional interview and invest the time in it. Have resumes ready. It's just like if you were sitting down with somebody face to face. Good eye contact, good body language, lean forward, be engaged. Maybe not use your hands so much. Sorry, I'm Italian. I can't help it. And go from there. Different questions. Somebody asked, about multiple people, virtual calls, right? Any different questions? Are people asking different questions now? And I wouldn't say so much different questions in the interview because, think about it, right? The interview is still the interview. Questions become maybe tailored to working remote or how you would feel. Do you have the ability to work remote? Questions like that. But different questions are more along the lines of, maybe pre-interview stuff with having to confirm you've been tested negative for COVID. We had a woman who had just gotten over having COVID. We were outside the 14-day, CDC required timeline. However, the hiring manager was pregnant, and so there were some concerns about that. We just needed to verify. So same questions are being asked. It's just tailored to travel. It's tailored to, being able to deal with working remotely and some of that logistics side of things. Are they getting tours around facilities? Kind of touched on that previously. Yes, we actually had one person FaceTime, on FaceTime and do a walk around with the hiring manager. And, the candidate was like, well, hey, can you show me that machine over there? Or, hey, what is this over here? So it was actually, it was effective. So definitely interesting. And then, are they meeting coworkers prior to accepting the position? Yes and no, right? So they are. We've had candidates that are starting that are their onboarding is all virtual, all through WebEx or Zoom, and they're meeting their coworkers via these virtual mediums. So it's different, but folks are still kind of adapting and overcoming. So you're still having some human interaction, but it's not the face-to-face stuff that we're used to, right? I mean, we're all dealing with the new normal. So, what has changed? What has changed for Ciresi Morek? Are you doing anything different when it comes to HR? It's starting to settle down, but I can tell you throughout 2020, I gained more respect for HR. I have a master's in HR. I deal with a lot of HR people. Sorry, HR people who are watching, but a lot of folks in HR that, what do you really do? I really have come to respect how HR jumped into last year, 2020, to come up with stuff and be involved with things and to make things happen for companies, especially on the manufacturing level that probably there's no class or training that they ever got. So hats off to HR folks. So that changed. Having more of an understanding of how much stuff HR had on their plate, I think was a huge portion of 2020. And there's still a couple of HR people out there I haven't talked to since November. I've gotten emails or texts from, but just getting them on the phone because I get a text at 9:30 at night or 6 a.m. kind of a thing. And they're just still flooded trying to adapt and overcome to this kind of new normal that we're all adjusting to. And so it's been kind of interesting to see that. And then so that's about it. If are there any questions out there right now? Anything that we haven't jumped on question wise? I don't think so. So real quick too, we posted a great article. 5 priorities of HR leaders on the way to recovery. So it's out there on the LinkedIn page. I think it's pretty cool. Guys goes over top 5 strategies, kind of current state, things that folks are dealing with and going through, and so it'd be an interesting read if you have a couple of minutes. Before we jump into the resume reviews, real quick pet peeve. So this just happened this week. So something not so positive and then something positive. Listen, let me say this. As a professional who has done this for 20 years, almost 20 years, recruiting, if you cannot move, then don't interview for the position. Literally just had an executive go through 3 interviews. They wanted to hire him. We were getting him on site as kind of like a last check, because he needed to be on site to find out that his wife told him that if he moved, she would be leaving him. So, listen, I've been married for 27 years, okay? Thank God my wife has stayed with me. That's all I got to say. And before I did anything, I would have that conversation, right? And I guess some of the frustration here is this isn't like we just asked that individual after the 3rd interview and after the 6th conversation we had with him of whether or not he could move. Throughout the entire process, he was telling us. Throughout the entire process, we've asked him. And throughout the entire process, he was telling us, yep, we can move, we can move. Wife loves the area, all this stuff. To at the last minute say, well, my wife said, so somebody wasn't being honest, right? Let's just cut to the chase. Guys, don't waste our time. We don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my client's time. If you can move, wonderful, let's move. But if you can't, then let's just call it what it is. I don't know what the benefit is here except for burning a bridge, and candidly, you make everybody in the process look like an asshole. Okay, so don't. There is no benefit that comes out of it. It was clearly stated from the front end of the process that we needed somebody to move, and that didn't happen. Right? I don't know what kind of search professionals folks deal with, but when my guys tell you, or my team tells you that this is where we're at, that is the information to the best of our ability. And when we're pretty clear on, hey, we need you to move for this location, it's because our customer is telling us that. It's not like we're making this stuff up, So guys, just work to be on the same page. Don't waste people's time. it doesn't help your brand. If you think about it, you get labeled a certain way, and it's really hard for me to trust somebody that wasn't honest with us from the get-go. The other thing is your political piggy bank, right? Or your networking. The best time to network. I had a great conversation today with a guy I've known for years. I placed him back in like 2005. We've kept in touch. I consider him more of a friend than anything else. He's a guy that I can call. I haven't talked to in a year. I can call up and we pick up right where we were at. And he's telling me, he's like, because I thought of him. I got this new opportunity. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Joe, not you, Turt, but another Joe. And so I called him up. We're catching up, having a great conversation. I'm like, hey, Joe, I got this opportunity for you. And he's like, Mark, I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm not really interested. They take care of me here. And in my head, I'm like, well, this is the perfect time for you to consider something else. I mean, the worst thing that happens is you find out that your job is better than where you're currently at, right? I mean, it's a win-win situation. And he got it, and he's going to talk to them. And I think he's going to do great with them. I think he's going to be excited about it. But if he's not, I mean, the worst thing that happens to you guys, the time to be networking, the time to be looking and considering things, make it a point from like a long-term solution is maybe you do it once a month, okay? Or take that call from a search professional or a buddy that you haven't talked to or a professional that reaches out to you. Spend a couple of minutes. It doesn't take you a lot, but you deposit into the networking piggy bank throughout the years, right? And when you need to draw from it, you've got more political capital in there than you're not running negative on it. So again, it doesn't have to be anything huge. It could be take 10 minutes and run through your LinkedIn connections, right? And send out a couple notes. Hey, how you doing? Hope it's well, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't take a lot. Recruiter calls you. You're busy at work? Absolutely. I talk to people after hours all the time. When you're driving home, instead of listening to the radio or to some goofy podcast, call a guy back, have a 15-minute conversation, and see what's going on. It will help you in the long run. I'm telling you. There's a couple of folks out there I've talked to about this years ago, and they've been doing a great job with it. And I think they do a phenomenal job with it, and it's really come to pay dividends, not only when we're looking for other opportunities, but just in their job when they're trying to figure things out. People are more apt to call them back and everything else. So, guys, please, if you can't move, don't interview for the job, and spend some time networking, especially now with kind of, the COVID stuff is still there. We're still isolated a little bit. Reach out to folks say hi, and keep lines of communication open. So, I'm off my soapbox. So we're going to do a couple of resumes here. Mark, I got your resume here in front of me. Global Program Manager. Couple of things, and I'm gonna bang through these pretty quick. You got your physical street address in there? Don't need it. Just give me city, state. I'm good. You got your address? Fine. You got your phone number? I'm assuming it's a cell phone number. Add a LinkedIn profile in there. Okay. Second thing is give me a summary statement. Who are you? What do you want to do? What are you looking to do? There's two things. There's an objective statement. Forward looking, and then there's a summary statement. This is who I am. I'm a fan of objective statements. Tell me what you're looking to do. 3 to 5, 6 lines maybe, and go from there. Getting into your work experience, global program manager. So you tell me, the company, kind of what. Then you've got you don't need to give me date, the month and day that you started in the positions. Just give me years. That's fine. And I would push them over to the right more. Yeah, that's right. I know it's camera, it's backwards. I like how you tell me what, you're succinct in what you're doing and what your responsibilities are. When, for those of you that have watched this more than once, I'm going to sound like a broken record, maybe a little bit, but Mark, when you have your bullets, give me quantitative and qualitative metrics. Be succinct about it, right? So down here at your last bullet, migrated 45% of a potential $40 million claim, while continuously reducing risk and contract management, PFMEAs, life cycle testing, and influencing customers. The things I care about is 45% of a $40 million claim. That's pretty good, right? So that's you're looking like $18 million. Consistency wise, on the bullet above, you don't have a dollar sign. I know a little maybe OCD, and you have a spacing. So I don't care what you do, just be consistent with it. You talk about $20 million plus. But again, you don't have a dollar sign, and you got a space between the M and the zero, and then the line below you're different. Personally, just give me one capital M is fine versus the two lowercase m's. But again, I would go through your bullets, read each bullet, and ask yourself, so what? Can you measure it? Quantitative, qualitative, and metric, right? Is there a number associated with it? So one of these bullets, you talk about resolve the contractual liquidation, right? What was the financial impact of that? Okay, so you talk about there's TA customers, in these major metropolitan areas, but so what kind of money? What did you negotiate? Like what were you able to impact the business because of what you negotiated with these guys during the liquidation? And then just keep that theme throughout, right? I mean, you've got, you good job on keeping the bullets to 2. South Carolina, interesting. And then, Mark, have you talked to anybody from here, from my office? Because if not, I mean, some of your experience is pretty solid. It's very solid. I'm sorry. It's really good experience. We may have opportunities for you. Yeah, you've done all. Thank you for your service. So, track commander, nice. And you won Sapper Stakes twice. Good deal. So you were an engineer guy. So branch-wise, you may want to throw on there what branch you were or what an MOS was. So for people who know that stuff, they will care. People who don't know that stuff will not care. So it doesn't hurt you. And then I've seen some guys with the PMP certification put it up by their name like an MBA. I mean, you're a program manager. PMP certification is kind of a big deal. You may want to consider doing, Mark Blackburn PMP. So folks know right out of the gates. But overall, you got some great experience. I know who you're working for now. That's the old GE stuff. You may want to put that in parentheses in some capacity because I think you worked for them before they spun off. It just gets them on your resume. Very familiar with who Magna is. All right. If you got any other specific questions that I didn't answer, Mark, shoot me a note. Mark Morek at CeresiMorek.com. Happy to chat. Next one is Robin. And Robin, I thought I may have talked to you. Maybe I didn't. I apologize if that's the case. But Robin, a couple of things. I would add a LinkedIn profile with a hyperlink. People are using it now more than ever. And then make sure your LinkedIn is up to date. Tell me who your company is, right? I don't know who Liquid Environmental is. No clue. So give me a line or two and let me know about that. And then tell me what your responsibilities are VPs, that level in HR, it can mean a bunch of different stuff, right? I mean, you could be the CHRO for the company. You could be a business partner. You could be just the VP for a division. Help frame it up. Make it easy for me. You do it in the first bullet. I would probably just take that bullet out and make that your first line and then bullet out accomplishments. Again, what I was talking to Mark about, when you read your bullet, so what, right? Quantitative, qualitative, metric. Can you measure it? You got one in here. You executed a multi-year plan about the medical plan offering to redesign benefit plan increase year over year, 13%, and lowered medical premiums by 1.1 million. That's awesome. That's the type of stuff that people want to know about. And then just keep that throughout, right? Tell me who the company is. Tell me who your packaging company is, and then give me the responsibility, right? What did you do? What did they pay you to do? And then bullet out some of those things. Your 3 pages, that's kind of long. I can understand 2.5, but a trick that you may want to consider is you have a lot of bullets. Like you have, so back in 2002, 2, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, you have 13 bullets for one company. Back in 2002, you could condense that. Unless those are specific things you're trying to target, you really want to back that off. And then, and Robin, again, if you have any specific questions, yeah. See, Robin, we did speak. Okay, I'm not losing my mind, and I apologize. I look at a ton of resumes and talk to a ton of people, and without my cheat notes in front of me, I'm like, man, this is a familiar background. So. Hopefully, if you updated your resume, get it over to us. We'll update the system on it. So, and happy to chat with you again if you need to. The next one, Greg, you're next. So awesome. You've got city, state, phone number, email, and then you've got LinkedIn hyperlink. Wonderful. You've got kind of top end. You're telling me, who you are, and I love it. Award-winning account manager with 15 plus years. Yes. Sell your background. Good job. Telling me who you do, what you do, career highlights. Great. So here's where you start getting into some different approaches on things. Now you're getting into core competencies, then your professional experience. If you've had shorter runs with companies, which it looks like you have, then I can understand doing the core competency thing. It's almost like a skill set versus a chronological resume. That's one of those things that, core competencies can be beneficial, but with what you've done from a sales perspective, from a resume perspective, structurally, Greg, you've got everything there. I don't agree with your core competency achievements. Career highlights are good, and then jump into the professional experience, give me the details around that. But candidly, the structure of your resume is pretty much spot on with what we recommend. You're just a little bit long on the front end. And again, Mark's personal opinion, the core competency thing and achievements, I get, because you've had some shorter stints in the last couple. That's always tough too, because, why have you left? I've seen some people do it. I've seen some people put reasons why, because they have a list of short runs that they'll put in parentheses after the timeline, like the dates, that they'll put, company closed, or, contracts lost, or whatever the reason is that they are no longer working there. So something to consider. The last two were kind of back to back, but the last one was a year and a half. That's not bad. But you had a great run with the supply company, from 7 to 15. So that's awesome. And then you had some time off, and then 17 to there. That's not, that's a couple months. That's the holidays. That's not bad. But then, and here's the other thing too, Greg. So the last date on your resume is December 2019, right? So now that's a year plus. What have you been doing since then? And maybe you put, December 29th or January 2020 to present, and then kind of a highlight of what you've been doing. Again, if you got some questions on that, Greg, shoot me a note. Happy to schedule a call with you and go from there. So a little bit long. Sorry about that. So a couple of people had questions. John had a question about the plant manager role down outside of Atlanta, Georgia. It's Lithonia, which is about 40 minutes east of downtown. Like if you look at downtown Atlanta, go east a little bit, and that's where it's at. They are looking for somebody that kind of a high potential person. Ken Pettis from my office. Kenneth would be the guy to talk to. I know they're moving pretty. They're interviewing folks for ones that they want to get on. It's a smaller plant, but it really is a feeder plant for somebody to be a GM and succession planning. It's under 100 people, but very profitable. They just want somebody to come in, learn the business, and then be able to move up within the organization. Chris asked about an opportunity manufacturing engineering manager role and a plant manager role that is in Dallas, Texas. Chris, candidly, I've got some notes on it, but Ben Evans from my office would be the guy to talk to on that one. So John, it's packaging industry. So for the opportunity down in Atlanta. So it's packaging, and again, that's one of the newer customer, but great relationship. We've done a great job with them, and they're just looking for somebody to come in and go from there. So, but Chris, apologize. I know that the plant manager and the manufacturing engineering manager are automotive, and Ben Evans from the office would be the guy to talk to on that. So, Chris, I think you sent me an email today. Chris, reach out to Joe. He'd be your best point of contact for that. I think he's the guy that you've worked with in the past. I sent your information to him. The GM role in Tampa, Florida, that's an opportunity that's still active. We're still sending people over. slowed up a little bit on that one. And then with regard, again, Chris, the way we're structured, I know we have different people, but if you've talked to somebody within the organization, it makes things more efficient to just talk to that individual. And Joe's pretty good about getting back. I know he's got a lot on his plate right now, but if you send him an email and you haven't heard back from him by Monday of next week, then send me an email and we'll figure it out. Okay, so Leanna, operations manager. I'm just trying to go through some of the questions that we have and to wrap up here. I don't know what you're asking. I'm sorry, if we can kind of scroll down maybe in the window and kind of.
What about the role?
The ops manager role, that would be one. I don't know if they're moving really high on that one, Leanna. But if you reach out to, I think Ben Evans from my office is running that one as well, or go online and apply to that. That's not one of the newer ones that we have to go over. So just trying to keep it as short as possible. We've got like 60 some openings right now. I could literally do a live chat for an hour talking about all of them. So the 2 Atlanta area searches. Hey, John, you're asking about the 2 Atlanta area searches. It's the plant manager we talked about. The other one is a director of manufacturing engineering. That is a CapEx role, upgrading 7 plants across the U.S. and basically taking 40 to 50-year-old manufacturing plants and spending millions of dollars on upgrading them. I think they have $150 million earmarked over the next 3 to 4 years. So if you have done large cycle CNC manufacturing, if you've done capital equipment management, project management, and want to travel 50 to 60% of the time, send me a note. I'm the guy that's running that. I happen to know the COO that the role reports into, and I'm a great guy and cool opportunity. They've identified a couple folks that they're pretty far down the path with, but happy to share details with you. So, guys, again, apologize, man. I'm getting long-winded on this. I'm trying to keep it to 30 minutes. Maybe we'll schedule it for 45 minutes from a position of managing expectations. Yeah, John just talked about the manufacturing engineering role, so we hit that one up. And then some focused experience in capital equipment. Yeah, John, they do. It's the crux of this is, like I said, $150 million budget for 7 facilities. There's 10 total. 7 of them are 50 years old, and need to be upgraded. So they're really looking for somebody who's done that. And if you have, specifically, they'd really like somebody who's got machining experience. And when I say machining, I mean, we're talking about machining huge metal components that take like 400 hours to machine. So it's not like that CNC stuff, 6-axis that they just bang these little components. I mean, this is huge forged products. And then if you've got, guys, if you have any other questions, thanks for joining us. If there's any topics you want to hear about from us, let us know. We would love to share it. We'd love to investigate it and, kind of answer any questions you guys may have. If you got resumes to review, shoot them over to info@CeresiMorek.com, and happy to help in any way you can. The other side, and I will do a shameless plug. If you know of any companies that are hiring that we might be able to reach out to, make an introduction, or if you're working for any companies now that need help, would love to have a discussion with you, share with you how we do it, and then maybe we can partner up with you. So until next time, thanks so much. Really appreciate your time. Next broadcast will be the 3rd Wednesday, which don't have my calendar in front of me, but the 3rd Wednesday of February, and we will go from there. So thanks again for joining us. Have a great evening, and let's go 2021.